Brandon, President Trump said you have to stand proudly for the national anthem. You shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be there. Maybe they shouldn't be in the country. The NFL owners did the right thing. What's your reaction to what the president had to say?
Obviously that statement right there is, to me, I'll say to me it's disgusting. I'll say it's disgusting because of our amendment rights. Our First Amendment rights. We have freedom of speech, right? Freedom of protest. So because somebody decides to protest something, now we have to be kicked out the country. And that's not how things should work, in my opinion, anyway. It's not about just because somebody disagrees with something, or, if I didn't stand for the anthem, that means, or if I don't like what's going on, right? That's basically him saying I should be, kicked out the country. But we're supposed to have conversations about things, talk about things, work things through, everybody's not going to agree on things. Everybody's not going to have the same opinion on things. So just because someone, disagrees or has an issue with something that's going on in this country, doesn't mean that they should pack up and leave. That's absurd, in my opinion. So,
what do you think of the new policy that the league enacted yesterday?
I don't like it, but that's my opinion. I don't like it. It kind of, I guess, I understand it though. I don't like it, but I understand it. I understand, what they're trying to protect. They're trying to protect the shield. The reason that we did this in the first place was to bring awareness to, police brutality. That's the reason why we took a knee, and that was just a symbol. That was the symbol of what was going on, taking a knee, just like the flag is a symbol for America, right? So, taking a knee was a symbol, and the work came after that. Colin has been doing work. I've been doing work. Malcolm Jenkins, a bunch of guys have been doing work. So to me, the knee wasn't the end all be all. There should have been action behind the knee, and there was. But it kind of just. I feel like it might make people want to just, rebel. Just like when Trump said what he said last year, people rebelled. And let's be clear, I know they say, they'll find the team, but players don't care about that. Players don't care about the team gets fined.
So what have the conversations been like amongst you guys, maybe yesterday afternoon and then this morning?
It hasn't. It's been a little bit. It's just only been like preliminary conversation because nobody really has understood it yet fully. So we haven't really talked about it. I guess some guys was talking. Okay, if you're gonna stay in or not. Well, if you're a starter, can you stay in if they gonna announce the starters? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stay in the road games. It's just it's crazy.
Have you given much thought to what you may do?
You know what? I really haven't. I've been having a lot going on personally, but I haven't really given much thought to what I was going to do. I guess we'll cross that road when it comes.
Brandon, you mentioned the action that you took in the community.
Yeah.
How valuable was that for you, and do you have a plan moving forward?
I think it was really valuable. I saw progress, which is the reason why I initially stood up again back in 2016, right? Yeah, 2016. The Denver police changed the use of force policy, or they reviewed it. And I thought that was progress. I thought that was big. I've gotten a few awards for, a few courage awards for what I've done. And in the future, I'm continuing to think about different things. I'll continue to talk to Colin, see where his head is out on everything. I hope he gets a job though.
And do you think it was a mistake for the league not to engage the players in coming up with this new policy in the national anthem?
Yeah, but they were never going to engage us anyway. We're not. I guess when you really think about it, why would we have a say so? Or why would they? I think they should have, right? But I guess they don't look at us like that to have an input or say so in this policy.
Do you feel like the leadership here in the front office has been supportive of your reasons for protesting in years past?
Yeah, absolutely. Kubiak, that was in 2016 when I did it. Kubiak was very supportive, man. He pulled me in his office, talked to me about it. My coach Reggie Herring was extremely supportive, man. He talked to me. Joe Ellis has been supportive as well. So those guys have had my back, and I really appreciate how Kubiak handled me and how he handled everything. This organization has been good to me.
Chris, you just mentioned how much it meant for Kubiak and Joe Ellis to have your back. Do you feel like NFL-wide, though, players are partners with the league, whereas I get the impression in the NBA that that's the case? Do you feel that league-wide?
I guess this is how I feel with the NBA and the NFL player relationships. There's so much turnover in the NFL. It's always a new star. It's always somebody new, right? This year was with Leonard Fournette and, Odell and, the stars it's just somebody coming in new all the time. The NBA, you'll see a guy like Jason Terry in the league for 15 years, Vince Carter in the league for 20 years, They have the same players all the time, usually the same superstars. So that camaraderie, that longevity is built. And so they can go and talk to those guys because those guys will be in the NFL or in the NBA for a long time. They'll be the face of the NBA for a long time. There's a new face of the NFL all the time. I mean, Tom Brady is the biggest, is the best example, but he's only one guy. I guess if you look at somebody like Gronk, right? Gronk is a dominant player, but then he gets hurt. He gets hurt. So it's like, okay, who's a new tight end? And it's always like that. So, I think, we're expendable. And I think everybody understands that. So I feel like that's probably why they don't really.
If you're expendable.
Yeah.
Or disposable.
Yeah, all of
Does
that.
it make it harder to take a stand?
Absolutely, man. Look, I had a couple players. I'm not gonna say names. When I was kneeling, a couple guys came up to me and said, "Look, Brandon. You know what? I want to do it with you, but I'm not in good standing with the team. I don't want to do that. I don't want to, put my career on the line." And that's how guys feel in the NFL, and the NBA could be different, the guys know they're going to be around, but in the NFL, the turnover is crazy. You get cut for so many different reasons. And, a perfect example, man, one of my good friends, TJ Ward, man, that's my guy, Super Bowl champion. He almost won, I feel like he could have won Super Bowl MVP. Next year he plays. The next year he gets cut in training camp, goes to Tampa. Doesn't really play as much. Now he's looking for a job, man. It's just that's how it goes in the NFL.
Your job's not necessarily Jeffrey. You got two young guys.
Yeah,
behind you.
absolutely.
Echo was very complimentary yesterday.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm gonna start with Jewel. I like Josie, man, because he's a smart kid. He's intense. He's a hard worker, man. Blue collar worker. You see him out there going full speed all the time. He knows what he's doing already. Obviously he's still young, and so he still got some learning to do. But we have one of the best linebacker coaches. He's gonna get him right. And whenever he comes to me, I talk to him. I help him out because that's just my job. That's how I do. I've done everybody like that. I've done Corey like that. I brought Todd along when Todd first got here. You know what I'm saying? So I do it to everybody. But I like Josie, man, and I think he's gonna be a good player here. He just got to stay the course. And Keyshawn, man, he's going to be good as well. He just got to stay the course and just keep working.
How are you feeling body-wise playing the game?
I feel good. I lost about 6 pounds so far. I'm going to try to go maybe 5 more. I'm going to try to get lighter. Just to be able to move more efficiently, move quicker, everything. Tight ends, there's the tight ends run 4 or 5, so I just want to be able to move more efficiently, and I just want to be more disciplined. I decided to try to be like a more disciplined person in my whole life, not just what I eat, it's with everything. I make my bed every morning now, I do things as a routine to become more disciplined, just in life. So I'm down to about 232. From 238, man, I'm trying to get to like 227, something like that.
You want your buddy, Brandon? You want your buddy Cap to get a job?
Yeah.
Do you think he ever will?
I saw someone on Pro Football Talk that said should him and Eric Reed get a job now because this is in place. I guess this will make it easier for him to get a job, maybe. But then maybe he'll be a rebel, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And because he's kind of the face of everything, right? So I just don't know. I hope he does, and with this collusion case, will somebody sign him, and and does that impact the case? If he gets signed, is there no more collusion case, and then, I don't know. I hope he gets signed because I know he could play and because I know he still wants to play. That's why I hope he gets signed. And
He thinks there might be a lot of guys in the locker room. Are you worried that in itself will be viewed as a sign of protest without really protesting? Is that
you know what? Okay, so didn't they say that, I guess before, both teams used to stay in the locker room, right? Like 2009 or something like that. So for the longest, we've been viewed as being on the field, and you watch the games, the camera goes along the sidelines, you see everybody standing up. So when instead of seeing 60 or 53 players with some coaches standing, if you see about 30, I don't know. It might leave a bad taste in some people's mouths, and I know people will definitely have comments on it. I guess it won't be as bad as kneeling, but if a lot of players stay in the locker room, then and only 20 players come out, 30 players come out, there could be an issue.
Last one, Mike. Every time something comes up, national anthem,
Yeah.
social injustice, you're the go-to guy in the Broncos locker room.
Yeah.
And has that affected your play? Are you at some point wanting to get on to where you're more linebacker than spokesman for social causes? Or
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. I guess I've kind of shifted from that, from 2015 where, it was, this linebacker, he's good, we're going to talk to him about football. Now it's like, okay, he's this. And, I put myself in that position, and I understand. And as a grown man, I understand that. But absolutely, I would, I think I've been able to eliminate some distractions, with this. And, I'm doing my part in my community, with my foundation. So, I'm actually taking my kids to D.C. this weekend, to the Capitol. The kids that actually finished the program and all the requirements for everything. So, I'm doing my part. And I think that's all we all could do, man. Everybody just do their part. But, it's tough for me to not be that because of my past and because of my strong ties in the community and what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about, community work as well as football, So, if God made me as just a football player, then that's all we'd be talking about. But, my passions are on the field and off the field.
Thank you, Brandon.